All right, let's talk about AI. Artificial intelligence. It's everywhere, right? But we're going to cut through all that noise and get real. We're going to talk about how AI can be a seriously powerful tool for small and medium-sized businesses. Businesses just like yours. So let's dive in.
I get it. When you hear AI, it's easy to picture these giant corporations with endless cash and entire floors of data scientists. The feeling is that it's just too complicated, way too expensive, and frankly, not built for the day-to-day reality of a smaller company.
But here's the secret, the thing we're really going to unpack today. Winning with AI isn't about some massive, terrifying overhaul of your entire business. Nope. It's about being crystal clear on what you want to fix. It's about starting with small, focused projects that give you quick, real results. It's all about building that momentum, one little win at a time.
So, let's make this concrete. Imagine a local grocery store. They're in this constant battle, right? On one side, they have shelves overflowing with stuff that isn't selling, which just leads to waste. On the other, they're constantly running out of the things people actually want, which means lost sales. It's a nightmare. So, they brought in a pretty simple AI system to just analyze their sales data. And the result? A huge boost to their bottom line. We're talking a 30% drop in stockouts in just 6 months. That is a massive deal. And the big lesson here? They didn't try to change everything all at once. They started with one piece, a modular solution, so they could test it out, see that it actually worked, and get that value before even thinking about a bigger commitment. Okay, how about another one? A family-owned restaurant. They were doing everything by hand, taking reservations, jotting down orders, and it was leading to long waits and frustrating mix-ups. The kind of stuff that really hurts the customer experience. So what they do, they added a simple AI chatbot to their website. That's it. And get this, they saw a 25% jump in online orders in only 6 months. The bot handled all the easy stuff, which freed up the staff to actually focus on giving great service to the people in the restaurant. And this just hammers home the power of focusing AI on those key customer touchpoints. Making it easier to book a table or place an order that has an immediate, real, positive impact on your business. All right, let's switch gears and head to the back office. Think about a manufacturing firm where the admin staff is just drowning in repetitive work, creating invoices, sending them out, day in, day out. It's work that has to get done, for sure, but it's not exactly moving the company forward. Well, they brought in something called robotic process automation, RPA for short, to handle all that. And the result wasn't about replacing people, not at all. It was about elevating them. Suddenly, that staff had time to focus on much higher value work, like building better relationships with clients or digging into financial trends. And look, whenever you talk about automation, the elephant in the room is always jobs, right? People get worried. The key is to get ahead of that. You have to invest in training your team, reskilling them so they're ready to take on these new, more strategic roles. Here's another awesome example of just boosting efficiency. We've got a local print shop. Their whole design process was manual, which meant customers were waiting a long time for their orders. And in a competitive world, speed is literally everything. So they started using an AI-powered design tool that could whip up layouts and mock-ups in a tiny fraction of the time. And the results? It was incredible. They cut their turnaround times by nearly half. I mean, that's a total game changer for winning new business. So what does this teach us? It's all about looking for the low-hanging fruit. Find those repetitive, time-sucking tasks that can be easily automated. That's where you're going to see the fastest return on your investment, period. And hey, don't think for a second that this AI stuff is only for businesses in big cities. Let's look at some rural businesses that were really struggling to get noticed online. They had a limited digital footprint, which made it super hard to reach new customers. By using some AI-driven marketing tools, they were suddenly able to create these super targeted campaigns. They were reaching the right people with the right message. And the outcome? A huge jump in customer engagement that led directly to more sales. But here's the golden thread that connects all of these success stories. It's so important. They didn't just buy some new software and hope for the best. No way. They invested in training to make sure the whole team actually knew how to use these new tools. Because at the end of the day, the tech is only as good as the people running it. Okay, so we've seen the proof. We've seen that this stuff really works. Now, let's get into the playbook. This isn't some fuzzy, abstract idea. There is a clear, step-by-step path you can follow to get started yourself. Here it is. 5 simple steps. First, figure out where AI can actually make a difference for you. Step 2, do your homework and pick a solution that really fits what you need. 3, and this one is so important, start a pilot project, just a little test run. 4, train your people. And finally, step 5, keep an eye on your progress and see how it's going.
And as you get going, you need some guardrails, right? You got to play it safe. So think of these as your 3 simple rules. First, always follow local data rules. Second, be open and honest about how you're using AI. And third, check in regularly to make sure the AI is doing what you want it to do and doing it well.
Okay, let's wrap this all up. We've gone through some great real-world examples. We've laid out the roadmap. So what does this all mean for you and your business? What are the big things to remember?
It really comes down to this simple formula. Number 1, know exactly what you're trying to accomplish. Have clear goals. 2, don't try to boil the ocean. Start small with those pilot projects. 3, your people are your greatest asset. Train them. And 4, always do things the right way, ethically and by the book.
Now, we've said pilot project a bunch of times, so let's just make sure we're on the same page. All it is a small test run. It's your chance to try something new in a safe, controlled way, see if it works, and learn from it before you go all in. It's about learning before you leap. Simple as that. And that's where we'll leave it. But I want to leave you with one last question to chew on. Seriously, think about your own business, your own day-to-day challenges. What is one small, annoying, or time-wasting task that AI could maybe solve for you starting tomorrow? Because the answer to that question, that could be the very beginning of your own AI journey.